Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates.
It's a pleasure to be part of the NBS debate for all aspiring candidates of Kawempe North. My name's Engena Maitum. I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm a bishop. I'm an overseer of churches. I am a father. I am a grandfather. I'm married to one wife. And this is an interesting time. There are 10 brides. We're looking for one wife. Out of 10, only one can be chosen. When I read the Bible, it says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So we're not looking for what looks right, what seems good. We're looking for what fits the bill for a parliamentarian. I believe my experience, my exposure, the gift of having been born in a political home. My home and family has been at the foundation of the politics of Uganda. I have seen the mountaintops and the valley bottoms. I have been in places that I wish no one to, by virtue of the animal called politics. And that gives me credentials that are born out of experience and time to be able to navigate and chart a future for the people of Kawempe North. My symbol is a ball, and I invite all the voters of Kawempe North to have the best person lead them, and I believe I'm the one. Thank you for the honor, NBS, to have all of us here, that we can all have an opportunity to express ourselves and present ourselves before the candidates, before the voters of Kawempe North. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. You spared us about 17 seconds there. Candidate Muchivi Sadat, if you would introduce yourself and why you think you're the best candidate for the people of Kawempe North to take to Parliament.
Thank you so much. To all Ugandans and people in Kawempe, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And people in other religions, God bless you. I am Chivi Sadat, singer, producer, songwriter, sound engineer. I'm ambitious and driven. I want to share my vision statement to the people of Kawempe North as a member of Parliament. My vision is to be a dedicated and accountable representative who champions sustainable development, economic empowerment, and social justice. I want to build, my vision is to build a prosperous, inclusive, and a well-governed society where every citizen has a chance to access quality education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic opportunities. I will work tirelessly to ensure good governance and promote policies that uplift the community and advocate for the rights and well-being of my constituent. My dear people, I am the best candidate for this position. I like caring and helping people. My party is FDC. The symbol is the key. londa kalifa wetuukire. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. You spared us about 52 minutes, seconds there. Thank you so much for the time management. I will ask candidate Moses to be able to speak to us about his manifesto, who he is. Why do you think you're the best candidate?
Thank you, Madam.
Candidate Sadat, kindly switch off your mic so we can move to the next person.
Thank you, Madam. Protocol observed. I'm called Mr. Ansereko Moses. I'm a resident of Elisa Zone. I'm also a resident of Chirokole Zone. Ansereko Moses, I'm the director of keen-minded nursery and primary schools. I give out bursaries, most especially to the orphans. Even I've already given bursaries to the family of the late Honorable Segirinya. I'm the director, Ansereko Moses Money Lending Company, Uganda Limited. I'm the director of the circle of around 9 circles. Kawempe Sako, Kawempe 1 Sako, Kawempe 2 Sako, Kazo Angola Sako, Mperere Sako. I'm already helping my people on the ground. Mr. Ansereko Moses, why I'm the best candidate for this position of MP. First of all, I'm a man of people. Everywhere you go, they say, Sereko oye, Sereko oye, our man, our man. Even I resemble my voters. That's why everywhere they are yearning for me. I'm a celebrity. I'm the MP elect. These ones are just wasting their time. I'm the best candidate because I've already told my voters that you don't need to buy a vehicle. You know, each MP is given 200 million. I'm not going to buy a vehicle. I'm just going to give out that money to my poor voters in the Kawempe North County constituency. I'm going to give out to capital, 50 to 100. There I'm creating jobs. Also why I'm the best candidate. I've already introduced Ansereko Moses Money Lending Company. I give out small loans to my people to start small businesses. Because of time, I'm not going to waste a lot of time. That's all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, candidate Ansereko Moses, for sparing us 40 minutes into that. And I will move on to candidate Henry Kasacha to introduce himself and why you think the people of Kawempe North should choose you and not any other person on that table.
Well, thank you very much. Our viewers, my name is Kasacha Henry Mubiru. I'm running on the Democratic Party ticket, and my symbol is the hoe. I present myself for this election, and I believe I'm the best person to be elected at this time in this country for a couple of reasons. Number one is that as a country, we face a number of challenges, both in governance and socio-economic challenges, which challenges require leadership. We stand at a time when leadership seemingly has lost value and purpose. All over the place, people are disappointed, they are frustrated, and there is need to renew leadership. So I come into this election with one of the agendas as a contributing to renewal of leadership. I'm the best person for this election. For one, I understand the responsibilities of a member of parliament. I'm not running for an election because I'm running for a job. I understand parliament, I understand the responsibilities and what parliament can do at this material time. I also understand the real governance challenges. We are heading for a transition, whether you like it or not. And this transition would require leadership. This transition would require responsible leadership. And number three is that our people, especially in the urban areas, face a number of socio-economic challenges for them to make a living. Most of our people are hustlers, and many of their issues have not been addressed. So I come to this election as a person who can combine all the three elements. And those three elements are going to enable me contribute. We are in a transition to multi-party politics, and many of our institutions are being established. Despite having these political parties, they have not yet begun working as political parties. We have to help these political parties by providing leadership. So I present myself as the best candidate for this election. Lastly, I come with a lot of experience. I have been very exposed. I've worked at the grassroots. I've been an activist. I've been a civil society leader. I've been a governance consultant. And I've been a facilitator of political processes. So I think that my coming into Parliament will be a great addition to Parliament, to the political parties, and our transition. I'm the best person to be voted in this by-election in Kawempe. I thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All your time used up. Thank you so much, Candidate Henry. Candidate Musitwa Ismail, your 3 minutes start now. Why do you think it should be you for Kawempe North?
I would like to thank...
Just draw a little bit closer to the mic. Candidate Henry, switch off your mic, please.
Okay, I would like to thank NBS for this opportunity they have given us to speak to the people of Kawempe.
You're a bit far away, Candidate Ismail, from your mic.
Yes, I would like to thank NBS for this opportunity they have given us to speak to the people of Kawempe. My name is Musitwa Ismail. Sometimes I call myself the balanced dad of Kawempe. This is my first time in elective politics. I am a medical practitioner, and I've worked with several organizations, and we are delivering healthcare services to underserved communities, including Kawempe as well. So by seeing how our people are suffering, that is why I've come up to make sure that at least we change the narrative. People to get the services they need, because right now the politics we are seeing, it's about fighting each other, blackmailing each other, and we are forgetting the common man who actually put us in office. So I'm a person who has come to change that narrative, and that is Musitwa Ismail. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Spared up almost half of the time. Thank you so much. Candidate Hanifa Karadi, it's your time now, the 3 minutes. Why do you think it's you and not any of these, the lady or any of those gentlemen?
Thank you, Madrid, and our viewers. I first of all thank NBS for giving us this opportunity. And I would like to introduce more to the people who are watching us, especially the people of Kawempe North, that this is Hajat Hanifa Karad, the independent candidate, Owesule Mpia, the new chapter. I'm the CEO of Hanifa Karad Foundation, which has been and continuing to mother the community. I'm a mother, but also mothering the most vulnerable people in our community. I'm a former RDC. I've worked in Komansimbi and Jinja, where I've been at a center of monitoring government programs. I think I'm the best candidate because the people of Kawempe want services right now. They've been in politics of colors. They've been in politics of political parties. But right now, the people of Kawempe want services. I'm the best candidate because I know where the services are, because I've been monitoring. I know where they are stuck, and I know how to get to them. So the people of Kawempe are ready to vote me, and my symbol is a clock. It is right here. This is a symbol, not only just a symbol, but to show that this is the time, the people of Kawempe North, to choose services, not parties. Hanifa Karad He's a community connector. I've been connecting with community, especially the community of Kawempe North. I live in Chebando. I've lived in Kawempe North for the last 20 years, and I continue to live in Kawempe. I have my children in Kawempe. I'm married in Kawempe. I know our issues, why I'm the best candidate. I want to add value. I want to bring services closer to the people of Kawempe. They've been yearning for services. We have so many problems, including the garbage. We have a lot of issues that include the basic services. Our people of Kawempe are lacking basic services, that is water, health services, education. I want to lobby for more government schools in Kawempe North, primary and secondary schools. And I also want to have this as a first priority.
Sorry, candidate
mindset change.
Karadi, your time is up.
Oh,
You'll give us your manifesto later on as well.
Thank you so much.
Sorry about that, but candidate Luyimbazi Elias, why do you think you're the best candidate to take up this position for at least the next 365 days in Parliament?
Thank you for this latitude. My name is Luyimbazi Elias Nalukola. I'm a legal practitioner who established Nalukola Advocates and Solicitors located at Masengere Building. I have appeared in all courts of judicature in Uganda in high-profile cases, including but not limited to the Supreme Court. I have represented several people, including the vulnerable people in our communities. I can give you a case in point. I represented the people of Lusanja who were victims of eviction, and they were rendered homeless. I intend to legislate because I know the duty, the mandate of a legislator, which is provided for under Article 79 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. The mandate includes, but not limited to, legislating for peace, for good governance of Uganda. A member of parliament is meant to do oversight role in respect of the projects which are done by the central government, not only within his constituency, but also in other parts of Uganda. I'm good at that. I am not only knowledgeable about legislative issues, but also the rationale behind legislating. As a legal practitioner, I will represent my people. I intend to consult them because I'm aware that the people of Kawempe North are not consumers of ideas, but rather producers of ideas. I intend to inspire the youth in Kawempe North constituency. You know, Kawempe North constituency has a population which is comprised by not less than 78% youth. They are jobless, they are unemployed and unemployable. I intend to equip them with the skills, but that is additional to my mandate should I assume the seat as a member of parliament. I'll do the needful. I know what Kawempe North constituency needs. I was born there, I grew up there, I studied there. It is my home area. So I know what to do. And I thank you for that opportunity that you have rendered to me to express myself in that regard.
Thank you. Thank you, candidate Luyimbazi. You could kindly switch off your microphone as I get to listen to candidate Luwemba Luswa on why you actually think you're the best candidate of all the ladies and gentlemen who've been officially given the tick by the Electoral Commission.
Thank you, Midri Twaise. Thank you, NBS, for this opportunity. A very good evening to you, viewers, and especially our beloved people of Kawempe North. Allow me to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To Christians, God is good. My name is Luwembaluswa Muhammad. I am a father, I am a family man, I am a businessman, I am a leader, I am the chairperson of Kawempe Youth Mission Against Poverty, and I am the former PA to the late Honorable Muhammad Segirinya. To you, the people of Kawempe North, I present myself before you, the people of Kawempe North, because you know my capacity, you know my capability, that I can serve you as a member of parliament. I can represent you well. You remember very well, I have been raised by a man who by now is circulating all over the world because of the good leadership, the good foundation he has rendered to you, to the people of Kawempe North. I have served with the late Honorable Segirinya under his guidance while he was still the Member of Parliament representing you, the people of Kawempe North. And upon that, you know I know you much better than these candidates. I know I am the better candidate because of the following reasons. One, you know we had served you with the late Honorable Muhammad Segirinya. You remember the health facility that we began, the Kawempe North Medical Center. You know that we had started the Segi box that up to now helped the many youth and women in the constituency. So I therefore present myself before you that all these projects, if we are looking at the legacy and continuity of the late Honorable Muhammad Segirinya, you can't leave me out. You have the power to vote me as a member of parliament, and I believe come this Thursday on 13th, you will go to the polls and vote for Luwembaluswa Muhammad. My symbol is a radio. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Luswa has spared 15 seconds for us, and we'll take on candidate Nambi Farida to let us in on why you think you should be taking this seat and not any other.
Thank you so much. My name is Nambi Farida. I'm a mother of 5 children. I'm married, and I have experience since I'm the founder and director of Nambi Children Initiatives that I started 23 years ago. It served in the ghettos of Kampala. I'm also a founder of Nambi Talk Show, which I founded and also hosted on several televisions here in Uganda. I also am the president of the Union of Muslim Women and Organizations in Uganda, which we work very closely with the Catholic Women's Guild and the Mothers Union. I also founded the Nambi Schools and Community Mentoring Program, which served in several communities in here in Uganda. I'm a permanent delegate for the President Barack Obama Social and Economic Entrepreneurs. I also am an entrepreneur at Sir Albert Cook. I work as a director there, hospital. And I also am a director of a training center, a skills training center as well. I'm a member of the Uganda Counseling Association. I have served in the NGO sector for several years, over 20 years. I fully understand vulnerability in children, in women, and I have also been internationally exposed. Kawempe North has several challenges. Of course, there's lack of water, lack of a seed secondary school, lack of presidential skilling hubs. As you know, all the hubs and Kikoni, Wandegea, and Mulago. We have roads like Gabogola, Kisasi, 2 roads that are not yet tarmacked. We have those that need to be graded, like Kulumba Road in Kawempe 1. We have issues of rubbish, blocked sewage tunnels, and I fully know these issues. I want to thank the people of Kawempe North for welcoming me as I've canvassed for votes, and also to, as we close the campaign season, to inform them that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will be in Kawempe tomorrow, Kawempe Mbogo, and I welcome all of you to come and listen to him as he looks for the NRM vote as we finalize this campaign season. I thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Candidate Nambi, and to all the candidates. Candidate Mutazinda Mohamud was extended, but he's not made a show. We will definitely continue having a conversation with the rest of the candidates. Now, for the next session, we'll break off 1 minute and use 2 minutes each to be able to answer the questions that will be coming to us. I'll start with, in no particular order, Candidate Hanifa. You spoke about the issue of health, and you have the obstetric and gynecology department or section of the National Referral Hospital of Kawempe in the area or in the jurisdiction that you seek to represent, which is less than 54% staffed in terms of the staffing gap that is current. They have a 46% staffing of the 100% they're supposed to be getting. If you are elected as a member of parliament, how do you hope to deal with this, knowing that the patient to medical worker ratio in Uganda is still high as compared to what is required by the global standards?
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, health is a big issue that we need to give priority, and especially to the women, where issues of giving birth is between life and death. So we definitely need more staff, and it is an issue that is in my manifesto that I'm trying to, that I will try to lobby, make sure we have more staff in that health facility, as well as not only staff, but as well as equipment and the environments where how the hospital is. It's not about only the staff. Even the environment is still in need. So we need to put more emphasis, and it's already in my manifesto. And also, not only because it is a facility that does not only work for the people of Kawempe North. So it is congested. It is congested. Even the people of Kawempe North, sometimes the ladies fear going there to give birth. They find themselves going to other clinics. Sometimes even they give birth from home. So I would love to put a very keen interest in this by agitating for more health facilities.
I'm looking at a tweak of how you will lobby for that, because that's a cross-cutting issue across all different health centers. The staffing shortage is immense across Uganda. So how different is this going to be, knowing that you're legislating for a country and not Kawempe North particularly?
Yeah, in Uganda we have so many doctors, but most of them are in private hospitals. So the moment we encourage them to join the government hospitals, to come and work for the government, one, to lobby for their salaries, salary increment, also to encourage them to work from Uganda, because we have exported a lot of doctors in the neighboring countries. Go to Rwanda, most of the Ugandan doctors have run to Rwanda. Others have run to Kenya, Tanzania, and name it. So but we shall encourage them, one, by lobbying for salary increment, so that our people stay home to work for the people of Uganda and the people of Kawempe North.
Okay.
As well as lobbying for more health facilities, because the population of Kawempe North is a lot. So we need more health facilities, first of all, on all the parishes.
All right.
That there is, we get health facilities closer to the people.
Thank you, Candidate Karadi. I'll be getting back to you. Candidate Ismail, I'm interested in your medical field experience, and particularly this going to the maternal issues, preeclampsia being one of those, causing 36% of the maternal deaths in Kawempe National Referral Hospital alone. And this is an area whose obstetric unit handles about 80 mothers on a daily and 100 neonates on a daily. That's one of the busiest obstetric units. How do you hope to deal with issues of congestion? Because that's one of the biggest that we have around in Kawempe.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Number one, we must all admit that our healthcare system is in a dire state. First of all, Uganda was among the countries which sat in Abuja in Nigeria. In that declaration, Uganda committed to at least put 15% of our national budget into our healthcare system, but we have failed to do so. So that is why at times we get those challenges. So as a medical personnel, in that perspective of that congestion and that condition going on, I will really advocate and lobby for the construction of more health facilities, because as we are seeing that Kawempe is a national referral hospital, meaning that the whole country is getting the services from that facility. So we have at least to get another health facility in order to reduce on that congestion.
Okay, I'll give you just 30 more seconds, as you did spare those. Where are you going to put these health facilities? Because even the hospital itself is in a congested area, and that's the kind of living standard the people within the area are having as well. So I'm perplexed about, do you want to construct them in Kawempe, or do you intend to give them to the other constituents?
Yeah. What I can say is that I will lobby to make sure that at least we have another health facility in our constituency, which can help to reduce on the numbers of the patients Kawempe National Referral Hospital is receiving.
You think you have the land within the constituency with all the congestion there?
The government has land in Kawempe. So we can lobby for that to make sure that at least we have another health facility. At the same time, also have Komamboga Health Center. We can lobby for at least to be upgraded in order to reduce on the congestion at Kawempe National Referral Hospital.
Okay, thank you. Candidate Nambi, I'm coming to you because health matters relate very, very passionately with the women, and the issue of congestion is very key, women giving birth on the floor, but also the aspects of medicines and supplies. Kawempe has a 6.5 billion annual budget in medicines and supplies, which sometimes run out. How do you intend to see that this is a center of focus when you are a member of parliament, but also remembering that it's the same catastrophe across the country?
I would like to clarify that members of parliament do not go to parliament with their manifestos. You go and serve under the manifesto of a ruling government. That's one clarity I would like to make. So,
and a clarity that speaks to the failure of that manifesto of that ruling government.
I beg to disagree. I have looked at Kawempe. First of all, I'm very passionate about health matters. That's why I am a director of Sir Albert Cook Medical Center, which I wish to, I would definitely have to open a branch in Kawempe North. But having said that, there is Komamboga Health Center 3 that can be upgraded to 4 and also upgraded to a level of a hospital to reduce the congestion in other hospitals, that also can speak to neonatal deaths and maternal health issues that arise with mothers. When you talk about drug shortage, drugs are supplied to hospitals coming from the national medical stores to these hospitals, and because of only the issue of corruption, which even me as an NRM candidate, I agree that there has been. That's why you see the president came up with the State House drugs monitoring unit that was headed by the now PS of Ministry of Health. So it has been an issue that has been a work in progress even for government. But there are drugs that are supplied to all health centers. What Kawempe North really requires in issues of health is upgrades of the already existing health center 3s to reduce the congestion from Kawempe referral hospital,
okay,
but also to expand on the human resource that
all right.
serves the people.
Thank you very much. Candidate Luemba Luswa, you spoke about your previous boss, may his soul rest in peace, opening up a hospital. How does that relate to the dire situation in terms of staffing, in terms of access to services from a national referral perspective? And how will you advocate for that in Parliament?
I beg your pardon, Midrid.
How do you expect to use, or how does the hospital that your former boss did open up refer to the challenges that the women, that the men are facing in access to health services on a national referral perspective? Because when you go to Parliament, your legislation is not only for Kawempe North, but for the entire country.
Well, Midrid, we all know we started a facility which was Kawempe North Medical Center. Our intention was to ease medication within the people of Kawempe North and the nearby people of different constituencies. What I can tell you, Midrid, as a member of Parliament, when I'm elected into that very position, I intend to have this facility back in place to ensure that all these challenges that we see today in different government hospitals, we are looking at bringing these people to ensure that they access medical treatment, they access better treatment. As a member of Parliament, I intended to lobby many equipments for this very facility to ensure or to ease medication to our people of Kawempe North.
Lobby it from donors, from
lobbying
government?
From donors and different organizations. For example, we are now in touch with people from Amsterdam who used to give us donations to ensure that our hospital is set back. And when people give me the opportunity on the 13th, we shall ensure that during the 100 days when I'm in Parliament, we shall have that facility back to the people of Kawempe North constituency.
Thank you very much. Candidate Moses, what's your promise to the people of Kawempe North on the issue of health?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Midred. I have already told my people that I'm going to buy two ambulances to be used in one of in those health centers. Yes, Madam.
How does that change the entire situation? Is it in your view that the biggest problem is ambulances in Kawempe?
I beg your pardon, Madam.
Is it that the biggest health problem is the lack of ambulances in Kawempe?
No, what I'm saying.
All?
What I'm saying about the health sector, I'm going to lob more health sectors in my Kawempe North County constituency because you have a problem of poor drainage.
Okay, kindly help me connect the drainage and the health sector together.
Auntie,
I didn't get you right on that.
You see, there's a lot of water. It enters into the houses of our people. So our people get sick. So when they get sick, we must be having more health centers so that they can get treatment, and they get cured. That's what I'm meaning, Madam.
Okay, thank you very much. But where do you expect the health centers to be erected? And given the fact that it's not only Kawempe that lacks health centers, or
I'm going to lob
facilities?
those ones. I have good friends all over the world. I have friends in America, friends in Netherlands, all over the country. Even I can lobby in the Parliament. I can bring a private member's bill in the Parliament requesting for more health centers in my county, in my electoral area, that's Kawempe North. And also, me, I'm going to talk less. I'm a man of action. I'm always on the ground working for my people. I don't want to waste a lot of time talking.
But definitely would like to know how you'll put your actions in place.
For today, that is enough, madam.
All right. I will respect your view.
Action, action.
Okay. Thank you, candidate Moses. I will definitely respect and wait for the actions to be coming in. But candidate Luyimbazi, given the fact that you have a legal background, we know that even from the health sector, we've had a lot of cases coming through on neglect of duty and so many others coming through. What is your manifesto? What's your plan for the people of Kawempe North, given the fact that the same things happening in Kawempe North will be the others that your over 300 or 500 members of parliament will mention on the floor?
Thank you for that question. In the first place, I want something to be cleared. A member of parliament is not mandated to offer services which are supposed to be offered by the central government. A member of parliament, his or her role is provided for under Article 79, like I have already alluded.
All right.
A member of parliament is meant to lobby for those services. He or she can approach the Ministry of Health, can raise an issue on the floor of parliament, can raise the same in a parliamentary committee, can appear in a budget, can participate in the budgetary process to ensure that his constituency gets a share in respect of service delivery, that is in the sector of health. At the same time, a member of parliament sits with leaders in local governments. Like in Kampala, a member of parliament is invited to sit in city hall meetings and division meetings. The health sector is handled on both levels, in the Ministry of Health and in the local governments. We shall handle those issues, those predicaments, both at ministerial level and at local government level.
I'll give you 30 more seconds to elaborate how you will be able to amplify your voice on those, for government to do what they're supposed to do.
Approach the minister in charge of health through a civil and humble manner. Let your issues, the predicaments, be handled by the ministry, by the permanent secretary. If they are not attended to, then they are raised in a parliamentary committee responsible for health. If they are not handled at that level, let the issues be raised on the floor of parliament.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Candidate Stanley, looking at life and death, that is health, and looking at our neonatal mortality rate, it's about 18.4 deaths per 1,000 live births, which is still higher, although growing much lower, it's still higher than the recommended at least 12 deaths, and not any different with the maternal mortality rate per 100,000 live births, which currently stands at 189. How different is your legislation going to be in the health sector if voted Kawempe North Member of Parliament in the next 365 days?
Thank you, Mildred. I think we need to agree that the central government has limitations with their ability to meet the expanding, enlarging bulge of the population. And in their best efforts, not mentioning all the shortfalls.
Sorry, Candidate Stanley, just pull the mic closer to you so we can hear you better.
In their best efforts, not mentioning the corruption and everything else, we know for a fact that there is not just a shortage, but a limitation of what government can do. Yes, the parliamentarian has a responsibility to engage different actors of the state to see how best they can improve the state of health in every given place. However, in times like this, we need also to think out of the box. We need a parliamentarian who can wear more than one hat. And that is where we can do things based with collaborations with different parties globally to see how partnerships can come to assist in meeting the health demand. Traditionally and culturally and historically, the church has been at the center of education and health, not just in Uganda but worldwide. As Bishop Engenda Maitum, candidate of Kawempe North, I have proposed a prospect of a maternity home. It's like a hospital, it's like a ward, but it is responsible for meeting the needs of expectant mothers, irrespective of where they have come from. Our duty is to provide a service 6 months before term and 6 months after.
All right.
This is through collaborations and friendships, and as a church minister, as I've stated, my hearts extend to many friendships and associations.
Thank you,
who can
candidate
meet it.
Maitum.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I will go to candidate Sadat. One of the biggest detriments of Uganda's health sector is dealing with preventable diseases that are caught at a later stage. Health awareness remains a very big issue in our health sector as a country. And from the arts industry, how do you intend, or how have you helped already? I haven't seen that coming in from you. How have you helped raise awareness on health issues, and how will it be better if you go to Parliament?
Thank you so much. Health is a right. First of all, I can deal with this by strengthening the healthcare facilities with better infrastructure and staffing. When we have better infrastructure and staffing, then better health services. Then ensuring access to affordable medicine and services, support maternal and child programs, and I will lobby for lobbying for mobile clinics so that people are treated in their communities. Now, coming to sensitization, using my voice as a musician. I have a voice, people listen to me. I will always use my voice and sensitize people, sensitize my people about the dangers of being irresponsible on sanitation, proper waste management.
Have you done that before aspiring for Parliament?
I've been singing songs informing people. Even in COVID-19, I was one of the pioneers who invested, not by the government, invested in myself, invested in my music, singing songs about COVID and about other health issues. So I think I'm the best candidate for this position.
All right, thank you so much. And just before we take a short break, candidate Henry Kasacha, would the people of Kawempe North like to listen from you on what your health aspirations are for them if they give you this vote?
Well, number one is that people need to access better quality health care. Majority of the health facilities in Kawempe are private clinics. And because of the population and the fact that many people are hustlers, they find it extremely difficult to go for private clinics. We must have an intervention that can reduce the costs of private medical care. And many of these facilities that are run by private individuals are run on investments which are done by individuals, which means that the cost of health care in a private facility will be high. So as an intervention, we must, number one, try to reduce that cost. And that cost will only be reduced by government investing in these private health facilities. If we realize that there is a high population increase in urban areas, where a majority of the people are coming into urban areas, the cases in Kawempe referral hospitals, many of them are being referred from other districts. After cases have been mismanaged, they refer them to Kawempe. So the facility in Kawempe is stretched by numbers, it has capacity problems, and one of the interventions that I think can be explored is government creating a fund for the private health facilities where these people can access equipment at a lower cost or at government funding, and that will in turn reduce the cost of health care for the individuals. If Ugandans are to go
Candidate Henry, you already have private not-for-profits that are funded by government, but we don't seem to see a very huge difference coming through. Uganda's out-of-pocket expenditure for health is up to 40%, even at government health facilities where the medicines will not be present and you have to go buy the medicines to be treated. So how different are we getting this whole ballgame, bringing in the private sector, even when the private not-for-profit are already not doing the business?
Well, the private not-for-profit at the moment may be underfunded. I mean, it's not just to have a partnership. It must also go with the needs. If government is going to have private not-for-profit support, what is the level of support being given? Now, in this case, majority of the people in Kawempe go for private health facilities. These are the clinics in our areas, not these private not-for-profit supported by government. Those are very few hospitals around the country. But majority of the people go to private health clinics, which means that they make their money and go to those clinics. Now, if we can reduce the cost of that payment, that health service, it will enable more people access quite health care. As we try to improve the budget on healthcare facilities, it may not be possible for government to construct new facilities now. It may not be possible for government to fund them to full capacity, but government can create a fund that will be tapped in by these private medical practitioners who chose to start clinics, and which clinics are accessible and are near to people. If the cost of a medical test, for example, lab can go from 15,000 to 6,000 or 4,000, if government has invested in these private facilities, that to me would reduce the cost and it will also expand access to quality health care.
All right, thank you very much, Candidate Henry, and to all the candidates so far for the time. Councillor Elias, that seems to be the kind of program under the presidential skilling initiative, they're teaching the kind of skills. How do you intend to work with the current government in power to implement that which seems to be in the same line with your manifesto?
Thank you very much. I already have generous people. I don't intend to work with government in that line. That is my own initiative.
But it's already existent. Government is doing it.
Where is it in Kawempe North? Where is it working? It's not working. That's why I'm calling upon generous people out there to work with me. And indeed, I'm receiving calls from those who own workshops, among others, not the government of Genome 7. And indeed, when I get this parliamentary seat, I'm not mandated to work with it. My mandate is to offer alternative.
Candidate Elias, I'll stick with you. You are going to belong to the legislature, which is one of the arms of government. And between 2021 to 2026, it's the manifesto of the NRM that is being implemented. How does that take you away from them?
Let me tell you what I have already alluded to. A member of parliament is not mandated to offer services which are supposed to be offered by the central government. A member of parliament is a legislator. I cannot promise what is not within my mandate. My mandate is provided for under Article 79 of the Constitution.
Let me simplify it. My question in that regard is, how are you going to work with the ruling government to ensure that you actually will implement their manifesto, but to the benefit of the people of
When I
Kawempe North?
see something which is worth my effort, that's where I can work with government. But for now, I cannot promise the people of Kawempe North that I will work with that government when I have not seen anything useful for worth my effort.
All right.
I will insist that my mandate is provided for under Article.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Moses, I will give you your time definitely. That's why I said just simply note down whatever you want to note, because we don't have as much time for all the candidates to be able to. Just note that down. I'll give you time to be able to. Candidate Karadi, you talked about solid waste management. And just between the financial years 2021-22 to 23-24, and in the recent Auditor General's report, we generated about 4 million tons of garbage. And the urban centers generating more of that. And about 63% of that waste is uncollected. It's not a different tale in Kawempe. What are you going to do about this as a legislator?
Oh, thank you so much for that question.
Kindly draw closer, don't worry.
First of all, the garbage waste management is still a big problem in the country, not only Kawempe North. I'm lucky that I represented Uganda among the 7 developing countries that have partnership with China. We learned so many things that include, among others, the waste management. I will therefore, when I enter Parliament, I'll have to bring in what I benchmarked as a good system disposal that will be sustainable, that will be able now to correct all the garbage that are stuck. And in that system, of course, we shall also learn how to even earn from the garbage. Because when we have a good disposal system, we shall be able to learn what we can even earn from garbage. We just see it as garbage, but when actually it is also a source of income. It is also a source of employment.
Any new disposal systems that you would want to be looking at? Because we currently seem to be adopting the landfills, although it seems a cake, but that is what we do have currently as is.
Yeah, of course it is there. We shall have, my take in this is to bring a new system that I will sell to government. Because I benchmarked it in China. China has a big population. When you see where China has come from with a big population, the first problem it had was garbage. How do we correct it? And even Uganda is running to that population. So we need to have a sustainable garbage disposal system, which I want to prioritize when I enter Parliament in the first few days that I'll be in Parliament, to have a check in the system that is there, so that we have a better one that will be sustainable, and in that we shall realize how we can even gain from that garbage that we call garbage, because we shall get employment from there, we shall earn a living from there. It's a lot that we can earn from garbage when we have a good disposal system that I will introduce to Uganda, and this will benefit, more, of course, the people of Kawempe North.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Nambi, I will take you on the SEM. Solid waste management directly relates with the drainage system, because most of the garbage that is not collected ends up in the garbage, in the drainage systems. 4 million tons collected and only 1.5 million can easily be disposed of.
I was in Kazangola yesterday.
Kindly switch on your mic, candidate. Okay.
I was in Kazangola. I saw shock on the faces of the people I was asking for votes. The kind of leadership that answers the question of solid waste management that I wish to offer is, first of all, I see a behavior issue. How do I mean? I told the people of Kazangola, where I was, Kazangola Central, that for me, people of KCCA, those men and women who come to clean, to take out that rubbish from the drainages, the people of Kawempe North are going to do, it's called Gwanga Muje. obulungi bwansi. It's one solution to solid waste management on the behavioral part of what causes that problem in the first place. So if your home is in the neighborhood of that blocked drainage tunnel, you be a part of the cleaners. Just like what it is in Rwanda. We see their president coming out and cleaning with the community. I know that with that kind of solution, people would stop throwing rubbish recklessly, stubbornly in the water tunnels that later cause, when it rains.
Candidate Nambi, sorry to interrupt you as you actually give that point. Okay. The biggest issue is the final disposal of the rubbish.
I was coming to that.
Go ahead.
The final disposal, the second bigger solution to this issue, aside from the behavior issue, is the issue of recycling. We know that government is in the final plans, and it showcased an investor already who was taken to the site. I know NBS, you are there. This NRM government is finalizing to bring in an investor to offer what your recyclement of this rubbish, and it becomes a point of entrepreneurship. And it can benefit in jobs and income to our country and taxes for our government. Thank you.
Hoping it will come through 2 decades later after a lot of concern about that. Candidate Maitum, as we continue on the different array of issues, I'd like you to speak to the aspect of housing, especially given the kind of constituency that you do seek to develop, because in Sustainable Development Goal 11, it does emphasize inclusive, self-resilient structures. That doesn't seem to be what we have, with over 1.6 million housing deficit for Uganda. If you are elected the Member of Parliament, how do you advocate for a roof over the head of your constituents, which is sustainable?
Thank you, Mildred. First and foremost, the term that we are aspiring for is anything from 8 months to a year.
Yep.
That implies that there's limitations on how much one can do or one can attain within that given time. In respect to your question, that is about housing, that is not necessarily a matter that can be handled by a parliamentarian on his own, but working with other actors within government and responsible areas, we can think creatively, innovatively, out of the box to try and bring solutions to the voter in Kawempe North. Now, as a candidate, I have said, and I've been speaking to the voters in Kawempe North, that we need to address the people directly, because ultimately, at the end of the day, what they will get or what they'll have has a lot to do with them, and how we impact them is very important. I have proposed prospects. One, I mentioned earlier when you asked, a maternity home, which addresses all mothers to a service which is free in the place of safe delivery, professional care for babies, collaboration with others. But secondly to that, this youth bulge, which is looking for expression, work and things like that, which can help them to attain things like accommodation and work and gainful employment, so that they can afford to either to do things which can assist them, are caught up in what I call a prison. They are gifted, they are skilled,
okay,
but they cannot transition from where they are to a gainful place of employment or work that can assist them to meet their objectives and their needs. As a parliamentarian, the things of housing, we can only propose, we can only give counsel, guidance, ideas, but ultimately the work of building falls in the public sector and falls also in government. It's not in the hand of a legislator.
Thank you, candidate Maitum.
Just a moment, madam.
So,
I'll give you just 20 seconds. Your time is out.
thank you. All I'm saying is a legislator has to have several hats. May be able to work with others, to network, to collaborate, to work with government, to be able to work with donors, friends. It's a combination of so many things in order to bake that pie.
Thank
So
you.
I would not say sitting here today that I have an answer, a magical question to the housing in Kawempe.
All
But
right.
I can promise them I can be a good cook to cook something that will house them.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Candidate Kasacha, I will take you on the same, because looking at the strategic plan 2018-2022, which is definitely already elapsed from the National Housing and Construction Company, they plan to be able to put up about 69,000 housing units, precisely 69,288, but only managed to put out 1,474 housing units. And that also relates to the funding from government, where they did get less than 30 billion Ugandan shillings for that particular one. How much push will you be able to? Because when we're talking about the 1.6 million housing deficit in the country, it cuts across, and Kawempe North, your constituency, is definitely inclusive. How do you intend to lobby and use your legislative powers to see a change in this sector?
Well, number one is that every Ugandan is entitled to decent living, and people should not sleep in slums or in very funny places called homes. If we take the issue of housing as a human right, we can now begin our lobbying and advocacy on that platform, where we look at decent housing as a human right. Our people are living in very difficult conditions. And secondly, it is not a one-off. Because of the rural-urban migration, the cities in Uganda are increasingly facing high turn. I mean, people are moving from rural areas to urban areas. So we need the government to have a plan to accommodate those people and commit to their living in a decent life. I mean, they have promised this amount, they have given this, but it also has budgetary constraints. Sometimes it may sound so fancy to promise, but when you do not have priorities, when you don't have the capacity, so it requires a 360 approach, where we look at the priorities, where we look at the policy and the rights of people living in a in Kazo Angola, in Kawempe, where we have people living on the drainage systems, where people are living in very difficult conditions. When it rains, everybody is running out of their homes. So that kind of life cannot be in the city. We must have an urban planning policy that will create and could provide settlement. So it's going to be driven by an approach of looking at it as a right. When we make decent housing a human right, and we all agree that everybody is entitled to this, then that will also inform the priorities we make, and that will inform the cuts we make in terms of budgetary allocations.
Thank you very much. Candidate Ismail, I am picking up from your name, balanced diet, and looking at government and the different priorities that are set out, we have definitely come up with a statement or a naming called unfunded priorities. And also in your manifesto, you do mention a lot of social services. How much are you going to be able to use your parliamentary powers to ensure that Kawempe North does get a piece of that national cake out of all the competing priorities?
Thank you so much. As you said, my name is Balanced Diet. It means that I have all the ingredients the Kawempe people need, so I am self-contained. Out of the competing priorities of government, I will use my lobbying skills, the negotiation skills, at the same time being like, for example, me, I am not a person who is so radical. I can talk to anyone. And the principles of our party, we have a principle which states that for us, we believe in dialogue. We believe in dialogue. We talk to people so as we deliver services to our people. So, by the virtue of that, it will be easier for me to lobby and also make sure that our people get the necessary services and also get a share on that national budget.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Sadat, I'll ask you about the housing deficit that we do have in the country and how you intend to work for the people of Kawempe North in that regard. Candidate Ismail, please kindly switch off your microphone. Thank you.
Thank you. By introducing rent control policies, so by implementing this, it regulates and stabilizes rent.
Candidate Sadat, if you could kindly raise your voice. I know it's chilly outside, but please be a little bit energetic.
I was saying, rent control, by introducing rent control policies, because in different areas, different prices for houses. So by implementing these regulations, this stabilizes the rent prices. And then still about the housing, lobbying in the parliament to allocate more resources on the infrastructure. When we allocate more resources to the infrastructure, working with the housing department, with government institutions working on the housing departments, this by introducing policies of the government working with the private sector, constructing affordable houses for the local people or for the low-income earners.
Okay.
So by this, we stabilize this issue, and at least people can have these, because there's a how do I phrase it?
Don't you worry, Candidate Sadat. I'll give you more time on that because your 2 minutes are out. Let me get to Candidate Luemba Luswa on the issue of housing. Poor, dilapidated housing units in the constituency that you seek to represent, which also directly contributes to the poor drainage system and also the health standards and utilization of waste management, basically. How do you intend to help your people out of that? Candidate Luemba Luswa, this goes to you.
Thank you so much, Midridi.
Candidate Sadat, feel free to.
As a member of parliament, I intend to have a regulatory policy in line with hygiene, where we shall increase. As a member of parliament, I will make sure that I advocate for the increase of the KCCA budget for that line of the drainage system, to ensure that the drainage are constructed to curb floodings in our constituency, especially in the areas of Waise, especially in the areas of Chebando, where people face a lot of challenges whenever it rains heavily. So, as a member of parliament, I intend to actually bring a policy that supports hygiene, and in my mandate as a member of parliament, through budgeting, I will ensure that the KCCA gets enough funding to make sure that all these drainage systems are being constructed.
Okay. Thank you very much. I know that we have half of the time that we will be. I will ask for you to use just 30 seconds to answer my next question. I want each of the candidates to give me 3 qualities that make you the best out of the rest that the people of Kawempe North need to be voting you. 3 qualities, and I know that will take me about 30 seconds for each. I will in no particular order start with candidate Ismail. What are your 3 biggest qualities that you think the people of Kawempe need to pick up on?
Yeah, thank you so much. I am a man of integrity. Secondly, I'm a person of my word. When I speak my word, that's what I do. Another thing is I am exemplary. I am exemplary, yeah.
Thank you so much. Candidate Karadi, what are your 3 best qualities that the people of Kawempe need to look out to? Candidate Ismail, please switch off your mic.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, Kawempe North, right now, it needs a mother. Kawempe North is hungry for government services. We are orphans in parliament. It's a constituency that is hungry, and when you're hungry, of course, you run to the mother. So I'm here offering myself as a mother to mother Kawempe North because of my, of course, my foundation of mothering community. I'm ready
Unfortunately,
to
your 30 seconds are out. Thank you very much. That
speaks volumes.
Good utilization of time. Motherhood. Thank you very much. Candidate Luyembazi, your 3 best qualities.
Thank you. I am knowledgeable of the predicaments and challenges Kawempe North is going through. I can articulate these issues when I go on the floor of Parliament and any other fora. 3, I'm part of the formidable team led by President Kyagulanyi, which is ready to offer alternative leadership to Uganda.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Luemba Luswa, your 3 key qualities. Candidate Elias, thank you.
Thank you, Midrid. I am a man of actions. I am a humble servant for you, the people of Kawempe North. I am not an angel. That's all I can say.
All right, thank you. We're not an angel. Candidate Nambi Farida. Candidate Luemba, switch off your mic. Candidate Nambi, switch on.
I'm hardworking, God-fearing, and transformer. I'm a transformer.
Okay, we have a transformer right there. Candidate Kasacha, I'd like to hear from you, your qualities.
Well, number 1 is that I'm very honest. I'm not opportunistic. I will not make decisions because of cheap gains. I am very courageous. And being courageous is not just to fight, but also courage to engage. I believe in collective leadership, and I also believe democracy is a collective effort.
Okay.
And those are qualities that Uganda needs at the moment.
Thank you. To the extreme candidate Maitum, what are your biggest qualities?
I am fiercely passionate and loyal to the things I hold as ideals. I am an effective communicator, organizer, and builder. And thirdly, I'm a servant of integrity and dignity. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Sadat. Candidate Kasacha, please switch off your microphone.
I'm ambitious and driven. I'm attentive, cooperative, and detail-oriented. I'm a natural leader, a communicator, and a collaborator.
All right, thank you so much, Candidate Moses. And also, right after telling us about your qualities, you raised a point of correction, I think, earlier. I will give you a few seconds to respond in that regard. Candidate Sadat, kindly switch off your mic. Yes, Candidate Moses.
Thank you, Madam. Because of time.
We are not yet going away, though.
We are
still have some
concluding.
time. Not at all. Not at all. Not yet. We still have time.
Qualities, I'm a down to earth man. I'm down to earth. I'm a man of people. Eh? That's why everywhere people are yearning for Nsereko Moses. They are saying Nsereko Moses is our MP. I'm also a father of Kawempe North constituency. Nze tata wabana Kawempe kanjogereko ne mu Luganda abantu bange bategere bye twogera. Banange bana Kawempe North County constituency no limi lwensingo tegeera. Kubanga ndi musajja Muganda, ndi musajja wa Ssaabasajja Kabaka. Bataata bamama nfukamidde nsaba kalulu kammwe akabonero akange Entebbe ku Lwokuna wolaba Entebbe woba otiikinga.
Candidate Moses, you're 30 seconds out. Thank you so much. We still have some time. Don't you worry. We are not tetugenda kati. Era ojja kufuna obudde okwogera mu Luganda woba olwagala kubanga nja kuwakaddako tulina edda kikantono nnyo. But in this next few, like I promised earlier, I am going to request each and every candidate to ask a question to a fellow candidate or seek clarity on an issue that you feel probably was not well elucidated. And I will start from, you want to start off? All right. Candidate Moses.
Mbadde nsaba nkibuuze mu Luganda abantu bakitegeere.
Nedda ssebo nsaba
mbadde njagala balabi baffe ab'e Kawempe North County constituency bwedda bampeereza amasimu bangamba Nsereko bye mwogera tetubitegeera. Abantu be tugenda okukiikirira bamanyi Luganda tebamanyi Luzungu. Oluzungu lwa paalamenti.
Ogenda kubeera mu paalamenti oyogere mu Luzungu era ng'obakiikirira. So ojja kusobola otya okuba ng'obakiikirira ng'olulimi lwe boogera mu paalamenti.
Anti wuliriza maama kati wano si paalamenti. Nina okwogera olulimi abantu bange eri bawulire bye njogera.
Kati njagala practicing. Candidate Moses, if you're not asking in English, thank you so much for your time.
I'm asking. I want to ask Nalukola. The family of Nalukola contested for the post of LC1 chairperson in Ichirokole, and they were defeated by Chairman Chibuga Joseph. Again, the family of Nalukola, they came back to contest for Councillor LC Firi. Again, you Nalukola, you are defeated in your home area. Your people refuse to vote for you. How can the people of the Kawempe North County constituency vote for you? Yet your area, they refused to vote for you. Abantu mu area y'obagano balonda muyina empisa embi ate kati weesimyewo ku bamemba ba parliament. You man.
Thank you. Candidate Moses and all the other candidates, I will also request Candidate Moses, watugenda mu parliament tubeera n'empisa, so and I requested this that we will not go personal, and we will request everyone else to respect and not go personal on any of the candidates. Otherwise,
what I'm saying is the truth. You ask him if I'm deceiving. Let him take me to court. Now take me to court if I'm deceiving.
Ask you out if you can't listen.
He knows
I could
that very well.
Ask you out. Thank you so much. You asked the question. Did you get the question, Council Arias? Okay, and you will have the time to respond. Don't you worry. Candidate Moses, Jaco microphone you. Candidate Ismail, do you have any question for any of the candidates, your fellow?
Yeah, actually, for me, it is a recommendation.
Sorry, please kindly speak up.
Actually, I don't have any question for them, but I just want to appreciate them for this bravery of coming up to contest with me.
Okay. You are congratulating all the others for having the bravery to contest with yourself. Okay, thank you very much. Candidate Karadi, any question or seeking clarity from any of the other candidates?
I think Moses also occupied my mind. I would like to thank all my fellow contestants for having gone through this. We are just waiting for 13th. I pray for everyone, but definitely also seek their support so that they tell their supporters to vote the clock because it is time for the new chapter of Kawempe North.
I don't know who was the prophet of doom who said our time is out, but we still have time actually. Let's not speak like we're going out right about this time. Candidate Elias, any question or seeking clarity from any of the other candidates?
I have no question to any of the candidates.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll give you time though to respond to your own question that did come through. Candidate Luswal Wemba.
Thank you so much, Midrid. I would like to ask my comrade, Honorable Nsereko. Honorable Nsereko, this is your question.
I gave you already the job. You are my personal assistant.
This is your question. This question goes to you, Sebo. Mr. Nsereko, kindly explain to the people of Kawempe North Uganda's current GDP per capita.
Thank you. Thank you. Later, just later on. Uganda's GDP per capita, candidate Nambi, please go ahead and ask any question to any of the candidates.
I'd like to ask my neighbor, Luwemba, if given a chance that you'd not vote for yourself, who on this panel would you vote for?
Thank you. Thank you very much. An interesting one right there. I think candidate Kasacha, you haven't been able to ask. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I had a question for Mr. Nsereko, but he already has a big one. So I reserve the question. I have no question.
All right, thank you so much. Candidate Sadat, would you like to ask or seek clarity from any of the candidates?
I would like Mr. Nalukola to maybe clarify. Was he part of the Lego team when the DP party was making a cooperation agreement with the NRM under President Museveni?
Candidate Kasacha, is that a question to candidate Kasacha? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just keep calm. Candidate Sadat, that is to which candidate? Candidate Nambi.
Honorable Nalukola.
Honorable
Nalukola.
Okay. Honorable Nalukola. All right, thank you so much. Candidate Maitu, any question?
I just want to celebrate each and every person here for speaking their hearts and presenting themselves, and the opportunity for the voter of Kawempe North to make a choice for the backbone. In Luganda they say Nchizi, the one who holds all the bones together. Thank you.
Okay, that was a little bit low, but thank you. Thank you so much. You're done, candidate Maitu?
Yes,
all right.
I was saying thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
And I celebrated all the candidates.
Okay.
And I said it's an honor for us to be here. And the people of Kawempe North will have an opportunity to make a choice. And I was saying that there is a choice here that is holding all of us together. I have no quarrel with anyone. I'm at peace with everyone. And I'd like us to keep the peace and make a charter way for the voter of Kawempe North. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Candidate Nalukola, you do have a question or two coming in to you. Please take the time to respond.
Thank you very much for the latitude. Your question was, for clarity's sake, that Nalukola's family contested for two positions, chairmanship and councillorship. I'm not aware of any candidate by the name Nalukola's family which has ever contested. But I'm aware that Luyimbazi Elias Nalukola is vying for the parliamentary seat, Kawempe North.
I have evidence.
Okay.
I have evidence, and those people, they are won by Chairman Kibuga Joseph.
You asked and
Chairman
Kibuga
Joseph won your father and you.
Give him time. Candidate Moses, give
I have the answers. He's just deceiving.
I will request the technical team to have your microphone off so we can hear from candidate Elias.
So I'm not aware of any candidate by the name Nalukola's family which has ever contested. Okay. But I'm aware that there is a candidate who is here. It's called Luyimbazi Elias Nalukola, who is contesting.
He's just fooling people. He's fooling people. He knows the truth.
Thank you very
Can we
much.
call Chairman Kibuga? Who on your father, you and we call Chairman Kibuga, he tells us the right answer.
Moses,
I don't want this money to deceive people.
They were defeated twice.
Available.
First the chairman,
And it
Erosiwanu,
doesn't matter.
second the councillor, Erosifiri. Is it just deceiving the people?
Candidate
Why are you
Moses.
deceiving?
Candidate Moses.
Are you a liar?
Candidate Moses, it doesn't matter because there are very many elective positions and anyone is okay to contest for whatever elective position. I think I'm stressing out a lot with you.
And I'm not
Please
my
go ahead.
father. If my father has ever contested, I'm not my father. And I'm not responsible.
All right.
Now, may I answer the second question?
Please go ahead and answer the second question.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, you are protected, Council Edias. Please go ahead with your second question.
Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. May you reign forever. Now, Sadat, you have, for clarity's sake, your question was that Nalukola, were you part of the legal team when Mao entered into a memorandum of understanding with
when DP
in respect of DP and NRM?
Yes.
I was not. I was the national legal advisor of Democratic Party, but I was never consulted. I was not aware that Mao and Gerard Sranda were planning.
I didn't talk about Mao. I talked about DP.
Let me answer, please. I'm on record. Kindly protect.
Please go ahead. I protect you. His microphone
It is within public domain that the day Mao and Gerard Sranda entered into a memorandum of understanding with General Museveni, the following day I will address a press conference informing them that indeed I was not part of them. No single organ of Democratic Party has ever held any meeting in consultation in respect of that memorandum of understanding. Okay. And it is the reason as to why I resigned my position as the National Legal Advisor of Democratic Party. I thank you for those two wonderful questions.
All right.
Thank you.
You are NRM, stroke DP.
Okay.
That man is NRM, stroke DP.
We will now move on. Candidates Arias, please switch off your mic. Candidate Moses, switch off your microphone too. Candidate Luwemba Luswa, you had a question. Candidate Nambi asked if it weren't to vote for yourself, who else on the panel would be deserving of your vote?
Thank you so much, Honorable Nambi. Honestly speaking, besides the late Honorable Sekirinya Muhammad that I voted for in 2021, honestly, I can only trust my vote and vote for myself, because anyone here you see here, Honorable Nambi, the Honorable Nalukola, and many others, they are seeking for their own benefit. So I can only reserve my vote for myself.
And if it's not you?
If it's not me, then my God, I don't trust anyone here.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. To candidate Moses Nsereko, your question was, what is Uganda's GDP per capita currently?